Shiva Namaste, Vanakkam, and Swagatam, everyone. Welcoming you all to the 11th event, the online cultural get-together of the 6th Decennial Meet of the Vishwa Yoga Samaj. I'm so glad that we have yet another online event where we all can interact and get together. And I hope we all, even the people who couldn't make it here in person, got a chance to see the celebrations through the Facebook Live that we made available yesterday for all of you out there, of both the special Homa for Ammaji's 80th as well as the alumni cultural evening that happened last evening. So we'll begin with the Guru Gayatri, and we have our ICYR team there with us. They are ready to perform today. So we'll start with the Guru Gayatri and then get going. Om Tatparam Bharyaya Vidmahe Jnanalingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guruhu Prachodayate. Om Yoga Maharishi Dr. Swami Gitananda Giri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Puduvai Shakti Puduvai Kalaimamani Yogacharini Ammaji Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani Guru Mata ki Jai. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Welcoming everyone once again to this online cultural get-together, and on behalf of the organizing committee of the 6th Decennial Meet, we wholeheartedly welcome you. I'll be inviting our dearest Avni and Niyati, the sister duo, to perform a wonderful sloka chanting. So we'll be beginning with them and then we'll proceed into the programs.
Namaste everyone. Today, Niyati and I both will be chanting Lakshmi Ashtotra Stotram, which glorifies Ma Lakshmi in 108 names. So let's get started. Om Varadakshmi Shadrimahe Vishnu Patni Shadhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayate. Om Vande Padmakaraam Prasanna-Vadanam Saubhagyadam Bhagyadam Hastabhyam Abhayapradam Maniganai Nanavidhe Bhushitam Bhaktabhishta-Falapradam Harihara Brahma-Divya-Sevitam Parshve Pankaj Shankha Padmanibhiryukta Sada Shaktivi Sarasijanayane Sarojahaste Dhavalataram Shubhrandhamala-Shobhe Bhagavati Harivallabe Manoge Tribhuvanabhutikari Prasidhamaya Nakrutim Vikrutim Vidyam Sarvabhuta-Hitapradam Shraddham Vibhutim Surabhim Namami Paramatmikam Vacham Padmalayam Padmam Suchim Swaham Sudham Sudham Dhanyam Hiranmayim Lakshmim Nitya Pushtam Vibhavarim Aditim Jatitim Deeptam Vasudham Vasudharinim Namami Kamalam Kantam Shamam Kshiroda Sambhavam Anugrah Param Ruddhim Anadham Harivallavam Ashokam Amritam Deeptam Lokashoka Vinashinim Namami Dharma Nilayam Karunam Lokamataram Padma Priyam Padmahastam Padmakshim Padmasundari Padmodbhavam Padmamukhim Padmanava Priyam Ramam Padmamaladharam Devim Padminim Padmagandhanim Punyagandham Prasannam Prasadabhimukhim Prabham Namami Chandravadanam Chandram Chandra Sahodari Chaturbhujam Chandra Rupam Indiram Indushitalam Ahlada Janani Pushtim Shivam Shivakarim Satim Vimalam Vishwajanani Tushtim Dharitya Nashinim Priti Pushkarim Shatam Shuklamalyam Paramshiyam Bhaskarim Bilvanalayam Pararoham Yashashvinim Vasundaram Udarangam Harinim Hemamalinim Dhanadanya Karim Siddhim Srena Somyam Shubhapradam Shubhameshwam Gitanandam Varalakshmim Vasupradam Shubhamiranya Prakaram Samudratanayam Jayam Namami Mangalam Devim Vishnupatnim Sutadam Vishnupatnim Prasannakshim Narayana Samashrutam Daradya Dhvamsinim Devim Sarvopatra-Vavarinim Navadurga Mahakalim Brahma Vishnu Shivatvikam Trikalanyana Sampannam Namami Bhuvaneshwarim Lakshmi Kshira Samudra Rajatanayam Shri Rangadhameshwarim Dasi Bhuta Samasta Deva Vanitam Lokaika Deepankuram Shriman Mandrakataksha Labdha Vibhava Dhamendra Gangadharam Tvam Trailoke Kutumbinim Sarasajam Priyam मातर्नमामि कमले कमलायताक्षी विष्णुरुत्कमलवासिनी विश्वमातः क्षीरोदजे कमलकोमलगर्भगौरी लक्ष्मी प्रसीद सततं नमतां शरण्ये इति श्रीलक्ष्मी अष्टोत्तरस्तोत्रं शतनामस्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम्
Thank you so much, dearest Avni and Niyati. That was a wonderful slokam rendition, and I think the best way to start our program. And I would also like to thank the whole ICYR team who has also joined us, and they're going to be performing also in the upcoming program list that we have for today. And before we get into the next part of the program performance, we have a short documentary on ICYR at Anandashram, the International Center for Yoga Education and Research. So please join us and let's rejoice and watch it together.
The International Center for Yoga Education and Research is located in Pondicherry, India, under the direction of Dr.Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani. The vision of ICYER is to foster the traditional teaching of yogic and Vedic culture as it has been passed on in India for millennia. This vision has two complementary facets. The first is the Ananda Ashram, a traditional gurukulam for yogic studies. The second is Yoganjali Nathalayam, an educational center for children and adolescents in the traditional arts of yoga, Bharatanatyam, traditional South Indian dance, and Carnatic vocal music. The history of ICYER goes back more than 150 years to Sri Kambali Swami, a great saint of Tamil Nadu. His lineage has been continued by 7 successive generations of gurus. The most well-known of these in recent times is the yoga master Maharishi Swami Gitananda Giri, who entered Mahasamadhi in 1993. The lineage is now continued by his wife, Yogacharini Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani, and his son, Dr.Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani. The tradition carried on by the Bhavanani family is called Rishi Culture Ashtanga Yoga, or simply Gitananda Yoga. This tradition represents a living link to Hatha Yoga's history, in that it is over 150 years old and is a living connection to both the North Indian Bengali Tantric and South Indian Siddha Yoga traditions. Most Hatha Yoga traditions in India and in the world today are reflections of the Yoga Renaissance that began in the early 1920s. The Rishi culture tradition is unique in that it represents a direct link with the original texts of Hatha Yoga through both its northern and southern connections. Swami Gitananda Giri is one of the most important gurus within this tradition and is one of India's best known and most important spiritual teachers. He was born in northern India to an Indian father and Irish mother who converted to Hinduism. He spent his first years of schooling with Kanakananda Swami in the traditional Gurukulam system. He was quite content to concentrate on his studies of the Vedic sciences. It was his guru, however, who told him that he should develop a career and family. He went to England to study medicine at the age of 16, and later worked as a physician both in Canada and in the United States. In each locality, he spread the wisdom of yoga and was therefore one of the first pioneers to bring yoga to the West in the early 1950s. From 1968 until his Samadhi on the 29th of December 1993, Swamiji offered a 6-month intensive yoga teacher training in Pondicherry. Swamiji's teaching is unique in the depth and variety of yogic techniques offered, sharing hundreds of asanas, kriyas, mudras, pranayamas, and Raja Yoga practices. Along his career, Swamiji published more than 25 books on yoga. As the Maharishi used to tell his students, I will give you enough material to last several lifetimes. Swami Gitananda Giri was an embodiment of the ancient rishis. With a majestic manner and a powerful voice, he would sometimes tell his students, I'm not here to make money or gain your votes. My joy is to help you grow, and to do that you must shed all the false conditioning that holds you back. Swamiji combined his inspiring manner of communicating yoga with a solid foundation in anatomy and physiology, based on his background as a medical doctor. This combination of in-depth understanding of the Tantra and yoga traditions, as well as Western physiology, makes Gitananda Yoga one of the earliest examples of yoga therapy, and one of the most unique and comprehensive yoga systems that India has produced. Since his Mahasamadhi, the Rishi culture lineage has been continued by Ammaji, Yogacharini, Meenakshi, Devi, Bhavanani, whose life story is fascinating. She grew up in Minnesota in the United States and was pursuing a PhD when she reached a point in her life at which theory no longer gave her life meaning. She began traveling, first to Crete, where she picked up a small pocketbook on yoga and began to practice the postures and study the philosophy. From that first encounter with yoga, she knew intuitively that her destiny was linked to yoga. She traveled to India, where she immediately felt at home. Everything seemed familiar to her, as if she had lived there before. After living in several different areas of India, she found her way to Pondicherry, where she met her guru, Swami Gitananda, who later became her husband. Ammaji has also written 12 books, including the history of yoga from ancient to modern times. Ammaji describes the goal of all the training programs at Ananda Ashram and with the children as the creation of complete human beings, each of whom can recognize and manifest their full human and spiritual potential. The integration of traditional yoga practices with a scientific understanding of their benefits that was such an important part of Swami Gitananda's work is carried on by his son, Yogacharya Dr.Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani. Ananda was raised in the Gurukulam atmosphere, where he received yogic training formally and informally, 24 hours a day. He took a special interest in Carnatic vocal music and Bharatanatyam dance, and excelled in both, along with more traditional pursuits of Indian youth, such as cricket. Through his medical studies and later through yoga research, Dr. Ananda has made major contributions to the understanding of yoga and health, and is considered one of India's leading yoga therapists. He currently practices yoga therapy in his capacity as Deputy Director at CITAR, Center for Yoga Therapy Education and Research, in the Mahatma Gandhi Medical College of the Sri Balaji Vidyapith University in Pondicherry. For Dr. Ananda, the breath is key to understanding how yoga influences health. As he explains, every cell of the body is breathing, and when those cells are breathing efficiently, then the health of the entire body is supported optimally. This focus on the breath can be seen in the variety of pranayama techniques used at Ananda Ashram. There are over 100 in all, and include exercises using both awareness and postures to direct the breath into every quadrant of the lungs, lower, middle, and upper, at both the front, sides, and back of the body. Hathanas are the series of 15 techniques that enhance one's conscious breathing into all bronchopulmonary segments of the lungs in Vibhaga Pranayama. This variety of methodologies and techniques with a strong physiological basis is the foundation of the 6-month residential yoga teacher training program. This training is offered in a traditional Gurukulam environment at the Ananda Ashram. The Ananda Ashram is located on the beach near Oroville, 10 kilometers outside of Pondicherry. The ashram receives refreshing sea breezes, especially in the winter months from October to March, when the training is held. Students also enjoy visiting nearby Pondicherry. The Gurukulam atmosphere means that students and teachers live together in the same ashram, sharing meals and all spiritual practices and daily activities. This can be seen in the way that Dr.Ananda's children have meals together with the students, and how the international yoga students become aunts and uncles for the teacher's children. Because Gurukulam life requires a certain level of preparation and maturity, students who participate in this program are asked to first complete a 1-year online study course so that they understand all the fundamentals of Rishi culture, Ashtanga yoga. During the 6-month yoga teacher training program, daily practices begin at 5:30 with Arati, where the students begin their day by taking in the light that symbolizes the light of knowledge that is awakened through their practices. After Arati, there is an extensive Hatha Yoga class of approximately 2.5 hours, including both postures and breathing. These practices introduce the wide range of Gitananda yogic techniques, which include over 400 asanas, mudras, and kriyas. This class is held on a rooftop looking out over the ocean in order to absorb the maximum amount of prana and to allow the students to connect with the 5 elements. After breakfast, the students engage in various karma yoga duties around the ashram. An essential part of Gurukulam life is learning to live together, study together, and perform karma yoga together. Traditional Gurukulam life requires a letting go of the ego and awakening to a larger self so that limitations at the level of the personality are released in the spirit and intention of Swami Gitananda. At 11 a.m., there is a 1-hour-long pranayama class that goes well beyond the conventional pranayama techniques. These practices allow students to understand in detail how the breath is channeled into every area of the body. This segment also introduces the various ways that the breath is used therapeutically. Following pranayama, there is a segment on deep relaxation techniques combined with breath and slow motion movements. This segment also focuses on the therapeutic benefits of Gitananda Yoga. These practices are based in part on Dr. Ananda's extensive exploration and research on the physiology of stress and relaxation. During lunch, which begins at 1 o'clock, students take turns serving food before taking lunch themselves. This allows them to feel the satisfaction that comes from serving others and from placing others before themselves. After lunch, students have free time until 4:30. Dr. Ananda explains that this free time is important for absorbing and assimilating all of the morning practices, as well as time to study the extensive course material, which totals over 400 pages. In their spare time, students can explore the 50-plus books written by Swami Gitananda, Ammaji, and Dr. Ananda. Some students also opt to receive Bharatanatyam dance classes from Dr. Ananda's wife, Devasena, during this afternoon rest. From 4:30 to 6 p.m., students meet in the Patanjali Kutir, an octagonal structure open to the sea breezes, to receive yoga philosophy and mantra teaching from Dr. Ananda. He begins the 6-month process of transformation, which is the heart of the yoga teacher training program, by providing a solid foundation in the Yoga Sutras in the 8 limbs, with a special focus on the yamas and niyamas. He later details many aspects of the tantric tradition, including the use of mantra and yantra. The Gitananda tradition is unique in presenting detailed information on the use of numerology within the Tantric tradition. The final portion of the 6-month training focuses on the chakras as a model for the entire spiritual journey. After dinner, students experience a variety of classes, including Sanskrit, led by Devasena, who holds a master's degree in Sanskrit studies, as well as Carnatic singing classes, led by Dr.Ananda and Devasena. In the evenings, there are also inspiring satsangs with Ammaji. Ammaji's presence in itself cultivates deep calm and centering. In one evening class, she reminds us, no matter how turbulent life may seem, you can always find a place of comfort and solace in just 8 words. These are the 8 limbs of yoga. Ammaji reminds us that the ultimate purpose of yoga is to overcome all the obstacles in order to become that unique spiritual being, which is our destiny. At the end of the 6-month training program, students receive a yoga teacher training diploma, and those with a background in any of the medical sciences or an extensive foundation in anatomy and physiology also receive a yoga therapy certificate. Ammaji's desire to bring out the best in each person is clearly seen in the Gitananda tradition's focus on bringing yoga and Vedic culture to young people. This has been a main feature of their work since the founding of the Ananda Ashram in the early 70s. Since that time, more than 30,000 children have participated in and benefited from yoga, dance, and singing classes. Today, this important work with children is carried on by Yoganjali Natyalayam. This institution, located in the heart of Pondicherry, has 8 classrooms and serves over 600 children each week, making it one of the world's largest centers for teaching yogic and Vedic culture to children. The minimal course fees make these classes available to all levels of society, and for families who are in need, complete scholarships are offered. The institution also teaches traditional Carnatic singing, which develops confidence and self-esteem, especially for the young boys, and allows them to free their voices so that they may become tomorrow's leaders. Equally important is instruction in Bharatanatyam, traditional South Indian dance. Beginning in early childhood, boys and girls develop poise, grace, and balance, and reach adolescence with a greater sense of confidence and self-esteem. As Dr. Ananda comments, an important aspect of yoga therapy is prevention, and giving these young people direction and a sense of their culture improves their health for the rest of their lives. When the students become more advanced, they put on dance performances complete with music and Carnatic singing. As we watch these performances, we sense a vitality and energy that goes far beyond the movements of the dance. These young women have learned to embody the very heart and essence of their culture, the myths and legends of Shiva and Krishna, their connection to the earth and their ancestors, and most importantly, a sense of the spiritual essence within all things. Through the dance, this connection to Vedic culture is communicated, allowing them to feel and express in a language beyond words all that is India. One of the very special programs of Yoganjali Natyalayam is teaching yoga to special children. This work has been going on since 2000, guided by the inspiration and patience of yoga therapist Meena Ramanathan. Her work is a tribute to the unique integration of ancient wisdom and modern therapeutic knowledge, which the Gitananda tradition embodies. Not only has she brought these children to a level of yoga practice far beyond what anyone might have believed possible, she has instilled in them a sense of self-esteem and an ability to integrate into their community more fully. When we watch these children, we understand immediately the power of yoga, not only to transform them, but to transform all of us. This sense of the spiritual essence as the heart and soul of Indian culture is clearly seen on Sundays when the entire Bhavanani family, their students in the 6-month residential program, and members of the community meet at the Matam, the burial site of the 8 gurus in the Gitananda lineage. The puja for this lineage of gurus is blessed by the presence of Ammaji and performed by Dr.Ananda. Each of the gurus is honored in turn, and all present move in circles around each of the burial stupas, receiving the blessing of each guru in the lineage. The ceremony completes with the entire family, led at times by Dr. Ananda's children, Divya Priya and Anand Raj, who have embodied the Sanskrit hymns of their lineage. This weekly ceremony reminds all of us that within the Gitananda lineage, and in all of the therapy-oriented lineages of India, yoga is not an abstract concept. It flows through our souls and connects us to our own spiritual essence and to the power and mystery of the universe, which we awaken through the practice of yoga. For a more in-depth exploration of the Gitananda lineage, click on the full interviews with Ammaji, Dr. Ananda, and one of the students in their 6-month training program.
So I hope the documentary was a nice addition to the program. And it's a very special one that is, shared, and it covers all the different aspects of ICYR Anandashram, including Yoganjali Natyalayam, Kamli Swami Madam, and where the tradition has come from and where it is going now and all of that. So I hope you all have enjoyed that. Next, I invite the sister duo of Avni and Niyati Ramrakshani to perform a dance on Aigiri Nandini. thank you very much to the wonderful sister duo of Avni and Niyati for the wonderful performance of combining both the yoga asanas and the dance part also. And we would like to welcome all of you on this occasion to the Salangai Puja that's going to be part of the concluding Sunday Puja of the 6th Decennial Meet of Vishwa Yoga Samaj at Kamdiswami Madam on the 17th Sunday. That's coming up very soon. Next, we have a Ganesha Bhajan by the team ICYR. We have many of our senior people there, like Yogacharini, Yoga Tilakam Sangeeta, Yogacharini Deepika, Yogacharini Jnanasundari, Yogacharya Muralidharan Giri, and many of the nice people who have joined us for the 6th Decennial Meet. So it'll be a wonderful addition to this program. So inviting all of them to begin with a Ganesha Bhajan, and we have many more here. So I'm not taking any more space and time, and let's invite them to give us their wonderful rendition and dedicating it to Ammaji and ICYR and Yoganjali as they are celebrating a very special year this year.
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha 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 Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha Mahesha Sharanam Sharanam Mahesha Mahesha Sharanam Sharanam Mahesha Mahesha Sharanam Sharanam Mahesha Mahesha Sharanam Mahesha Mahesha Sharanam 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 Sharanam Mahesha Vignesha Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha 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 Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha 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 Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha Vignesha Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha Vignesha Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha Vignesha Sharanam Sharanam Vignesha Sayesha Sharanam Sharanam Sayesha Sayesha Sharanam Sayesha Sayesha Sharanam Sayesha Sayesha Sharanam Sayesha Sayesha Sharanam Sharanam Sayesha 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 Sharanam Sharanam Sayesha Sayesha Sharanam Sharanam Sayesha Sayesha Sharanam Sharanam Sayesha Sayesha Sharanam Sharanam Sayesha Yogesha Sharanam Sharanam Yogesha 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 Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Mahesha Sharanam Mahesha Sharanam Sayesha Sharanam Sayesha Sharanam Viresha Sharanam Viresha Sharanam Vignesha Sharanam Vignesha Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Jai Jai Ammaji ke. Jai Jai Ammaji ke. Jai Jai Ammaji ke.
Thank you very much to team ICYR for the wonderful Ganesha bhajan, and it really lighted up the atmosphere, didn't it? And I hope you all will agree with what I just said. Next, we have Jayaguru and Hey Jagabandhan bhajans by Yogacharini Yogatilakam Deepika and Yogacharini Yogatilakam Jnanasundari. So we have two wonderful Shaktis who are here with us at ICYR, and they are part of the online cultural get-together today, and we are very pleased and delighted to have their contribution also to this event. So inviting them to perform the two dynamic bhajans that we are waiting to hear.
Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram. Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Ammaji Sadguru Sachidananda Giri Om Sharanam 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 Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram. Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Gitananda Sadguru Sachidananda Giri Om Sharanam 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 Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram, Jaya Jaya Rishi Guru Omkaram, Om Om Anakananda Sadguru Sachidananda Giri Om Sharanam Anakananda Sadguru Sachidananda Giri Om Sharanam Anakananda Gitananda Sadguruve Satchitananda Giri Om Sharanam Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Decennial Sadguruve Satchitananda Giri Om Sharanam 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 Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Purnananda Sadguruve Satchitananda Giri Om Sharanam 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 Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Jaya Guru Omkaram Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Omkaram Om Om Shri Guru Omkaram Shri Guru Omkaram Jagavandam Devakinandam Alakniranjan Hare Hare Alakniranjan Hare Hare Jagavandam Devakinandam Jagavandam Devakinandam Alakniranjan Hare Hare Alakniranjan Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya.
Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya.
Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo
Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya.
Om Namo Narayanaaya.
Om Namo Narayanaya.
Om Namo Narayanaaya.
Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Hey Jagavandan Devakinandan.
Alakiniranjan Hare Hare.
Alakaniranjan Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Hare.
Thank you very much to dear Deepika and Jnanasundari for leading the wonderful two bhajans, and also to team ICYF for assisting them throughout. Next, we have a bhajan, Jagat Janani by Yoga Sadhaki Tejasvi and Anandraj Bhavanani. So requesting them to present the bhajan on Jagat Janani, and I'm sure it's a dedication to Ammaji as we are celebrating her 80th year this year.
Yogacharini Jagannata Adi Parashakti Palayama Yogacharini Jagannata Adi Parashakti Palayama Yogacharini Jagannata Adi Parashakti Palayama Jagajanani Jagannatha Adi Parashakti Palayama 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 Akhilandeshwari Palayama Akhilandeshwari Palayama Akhilandeshwari Palayama Akhilandeshwari Palayama Jagajanani Jagannata Adi Parashakti Palayama Yogacharini Jagannatha Adi Parashakti Palayama 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 Anekamakshi Palayama Anekamakshi Palayama Anekamakshi Palayama Anekamakshi Palayama Jagajanani Jagannatha Adi Parashakti 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 Palayama 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 Madurai Meenakshi Palayama Madurai Meenakshi Palayama Madurai Meenakshi Palayama Madurai Meenakshi Palayama Jagajanani Jagannatha Adi Parashakti 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 Palayama 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 Anayabhirami Palayama Anayabhirami Palayama Anayabhirami Palayama Anayabhirami Palayama Jagajanani Jagannatha Adi Parashakti Palayama Jagajanani Jagannatha Adi Parashakti जगजननी जगन्माता आदिपराशक्ति पालय मां जगजननी जगन्माता आदिपराशक्ति पालय मां 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 अखिलांडेश्वरी पालय मां अखिलांडेश्वरी पालय मां अन्यकामाक्षी पालय मां अन्यकामाक्षी पालय मां मधुरै मीनाक्षी पालय मां मधुरै मीनाक्षी पालय मां अनयाभिरामी पालय मां अनयाभिरामी पालय मां जगजननी जगन्माता आदिपराशक्ति 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 पालय
Thanking Tejasvi and Anandraj for leading the bhajan and for everybody else at ICYR for assisting them. It was a wonderful rendition for our divine Param Pujya Ammaji. We next have a dance presentation by two of the girls, another sister duo, Kritika and Ranjana. So welcoming them to perform as part of this online cultural get-together that is part of the 6th Decennial Meet of Vishwa Yoga Samaj.
Am I visible now?
No, I think you have to on the video. I think they're having some issues, so I think we'll proceed with what we have. We have a wonderful documentary on Yoganjali Natyalayam, Yognat, that was made and assisted and directed by a star alumni student who just received the Natya Chamal award yesterday. So we'll be sharing it and requesting you all to join in with us to watch it and rejoice it. And let's celebrate the 30 years of Yognat and its impact on so many souls around the world. requesting you to join us.
First time I danced was to a song called Brown Girl in the Wind. No, it was not Bhavanani. And yes, I was the brown girl. But it's been a long journey since then, and for the most part, it has been all about yoga. Sometimes I can't believe I cried on the first day because I was lost in a single-story building with only one room. I was 12. Safe to say, yoga and me have come a long way since then.
Kukun, tarita, kukun, tarita, kukun, tarikita, taka, jum, tai jum, taka, tai jum, tum, tarita, jana, takita, kukun, tarita, kukun, tarikita, taka, jum, tai jum, taka, tai jum, tum, tarita, jana, takita.
So, sir, you've been part of Yognath for a very long time and such an integral part of it. What is your earliest memory of it? Or like your first class that you ever taught, or maybe the first class you ever attended?
Actually, I think the first memory was actually of the inauguration of Yogacharini, the 27th of March 1993. And I danced, Devasana danced, Prabhavati Miss danced, Ramani was doing some yoga demo. And I remember it was a very wonderful day because it was the day where we young people who had been trained in Kamliswamy Fine Arts program were getting a chance to have a center where we could share what we learned with the next generation.
துதிக்கையால் வாழ்த்துகளை வழங்கும் கணநாத பெருமானே சரணம் ஜெயதி ஜெய தூக்கிய துதிக்கையால் வாழ்த்துகளை வழங்கும் கணநாத பெருமானே சரணம் ஜெயதி ஜெய.
வணக்கம். என்னுடைய அப்பா வந்துட்டு கஜேந்திரன் சார் தான் யோகா டீச்சர்ல இங்க. ஸோ அவர் வந்து எனக்கு குழந்தையா இருக்கும் போதே தூக்கிட்டு வந்துருவாரு. ஆனந்த ஆசிரம் கம்லிசாமி மேடம் தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் எனக்கு.
குரோட்டன்ஸ் செடியை பார்க்க தான் நான் உள்ள வந்தேன். அதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட். அது உள்ள போனா கலர் கலரா செடி இருக்கும், நிறைய வச்சிருப்பாங்க, ஃப்ளவர்ஸ் நிறைய இருக்கும் அப்படின்ற அளவுக்கு பேசினாங்க. நான் அவ்வளோ செடி இந்த இடத்துல நம்ம ஊருக்குள்ள இவ்வளோ செடி இருக்கா, போகிறதுக்கு வழி இல்லைன்னு சொல்லும்போது எப்படி போகிறது, அங்கே யோகா பண்ணா போகலாம் அப்படின்னாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் உள்ள கால் எடுத்து வச்சோம், அது வந்து ஆரம்பித்தோம்.
நான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு தான் இங்கே வரும்போது ரேணுகாகிரி தான் எனக்கு எங்கெல்லாம் ஃபுல் சப்போர்ட் எங்களை யோகா கிளாஸில் எடுத்துனாங்க. நாங்கள் வெளியில் ஃபஸ்ட்டு வரும்போது சாவி கொடுத்து வாங்கிட்டு இருந்தோம். வெளியில் நாங்கள் வரும்போது தான் சாவி எடுத்தோம், திறப்போம் காலைல 6 மணிக்கு. இப்படி இருக்கும்போது அவங்க வரும்போது ரொம்ப நேரம் நின்றுட்டு இருந்தாங்க. அப்புறம் இப்படி வரும்போது நீங்கள் எதுக்கு இந்த இடத்துலையே வந்து இருக்கக்கூடாதா அப்படின்னு பிளான் பண்ணாங்க. அம்மாஜிட்ட பர்மிஷன் கேட்டோம். அம்மாஜி ரொம்ப சந்தோஷப்பட்டாங்க வாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. சுவாமிஜியுடைய ஆசீர்வாதம் நல்லா டெவலப் ஆச்சு, நல்லா இருந்தது, நல்லா பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம் இது வரைக்கும்.
வீட்டிலேருந்து வரும்போது இங்கே குசிஸ்ட்ரி சிக்னலில் தான் வருவோம். அப்போ அந்த சிக்னல் வந்து திடீர்னு சில சமயத்தில் முழிப்பு வந்துருச்சுன்னா கதவை இறக்கி கடத்துறாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு கத்தி ஒரு தடவையும் ஒரு 3-4 டிரைவர் இருந்தாலும் விட்டு போயிருப்பாங்க. அப்படியே திரும்பி கூப்பிட்டு போய் சார் மன்னிச்சிருங்க சார் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கார் சாவி கொடுத்துட்டு போயிருப்பாங்க.
வணக்கம், I am Divya Bhavanani.
Namaste, my name is Ananda Jivana.
Our family entered this ashram from when my grandfather became the Madhapati of this ashram.
Yogacharini.
யோகாஞ்சலி நாட்டியாலயா அங்கத்தினர்கள் எல்லாரும் பாட்டு பாடுவார்கள், நாட்டியம் ஆடுவார்கள். அதை மேலண்டை பூவாரில் நான் பார்த்திருக்கிறேன். அதிலே அம்மாஜி அவர்கள் அப்பொழுது நாட்டியம் ஆடியது எனக்கு இப்பொழுதும் நினைவில் இருக்கிறது.
But as a growing up child, what I looked up to in Amma was her stamina. That was phenomenal. Her willpower, her sense of perseverance, somehow to push through things and get it done no matter what, as long as she perceived it to be righteous. These are things which left a strong impression on me as a growing up child.
I've had the privilege of watching thousands of children like Lakshmi grow up in front of my eyes. Since I've been in Pandi 50 years and have been working with children for that time. But always our work has been in the field of yoga, Bharatanatyam and Carnatic music, and generally trying to live a good, useful life for everyone, not just our own self, but for the community that we live in. I, of course, am nothing in the sense that anything I know has come from Swamiji, and he is the great source of everything, and he will say he knows nothing, and he will say everything he has come from is from his guru, Swami Kalaimamani.
You were born to very charismatic parents. Have you ever felt the burden to wanting to live up to their names? Was there any pressure from your parents' side?
You see, actually pressure depends on the individual. Now, if you understand something as a blessing, if you understand something as an opportunity to grow, if you understand that they are giving you a firm foundation on which you can build, I think it's no burden. So I have looked at it as a blessing rather than a burden.
At Yognath, I felt like Alice in Wonderland. I was part of this magical world and was encouraged to unleash my creativity. Yognath took my obsession for dancing and turned it into something beautiful. Everywhere else, I was this shy, awkward and introverted kid. But here at Yognath, I was the best version of me.
ஏன்னா என்னோட சின்ன வயசுல எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆசை அந்த மாதிரி டான்ஸ் கற்றுக்கணும், அந்த பரதநாட்டிய ட்ரெஸ்லாம் போட்டுக்கணும், அந்த அழுத்தா இட்டுக்கணும், டான்ஸ் ஆடணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஆசை எனக்கு. இது சின்ன வயசில் நல்லா ஞாபகம் இருக்குது எனக்கு. ஸ்கூல் படிக்கிறச்சே கூட நான் வந்து நந்திகாதில் சொல்லும்போது கூட நான் வந்து நல்ல பரதநாட்டியத்தில் நான் சிறப்பாக வரணும், பேரும் புகழ் அடையிற அளவுக்கு நான் எதுவாக வரணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதுதான் நான் சொல்லுவேன். நான் எனக்கு நல்லா ஞாபகம் இருக்குது.
So what is a bigger joy for you? Teaching, performing, choreographing?
A tough question, because I think the joy lies the greatest in choreographing, because you can bring your creativity out. But then that creativity, if it just stays with you, it does no good, right? So it's only when you share with others, and how do you share? By teaching. So performing, I don't think has given me actually such a great pleasure. Maybe my music to some extent. But I think the choreographing and then being able to teach those choreography, I think that's nice. But then I think, the same question you asked me, I can ask you. Because now you're doing all three. What do you think?
Performing.
Performing?
Always performing.
Okay.
And of course, performing only to your songs, nothing else. I don't think I've performed to any other song in a very long time. And I think it's your joy of choreographing and teaching us, and then my joy of performing that. So it's like a trinity, the whole thing.
So it's like you have the cake and you eat it.
Yes.
Perfect.
After 97-98, Dr. Sir came into Yognath after he finished his studies in Mumbai. That is when the classes started getting little more intense and meaningful for us. Probably it was Dr. Sir our age, as we also personally matured and theriyala, but he used to talk the deeper science of yoga. Appa puriyumbodhu it was we were very raw and we were very primitive. அந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை எங்களுக்குள்ள எடுத்துக்கிறதுக்கு it really took us time, but those things when we retained it inside us, and as the years grew, now we have real meaning for those words and those lessons what he taught us.
சின்ன வயசுல என்ன இது காமனாக சொல்லியிருக்குன்னா ஏன் ஸ்கூல் 5 நாள் வைக்கிறாங்க, யோகா கிளாஸ் 2 நாள் வைக்கிறாங்க, வாரம் ஃபுல்லாக யோகா கிளாஸ் வைக்கட்டும், 2 நாள் ஸ்கூல் வைக்கட்டும் அப்படின்னு நிறைய தடவை கேட்டிருக்கோம். சின்ன வயசில் நிறைய கற்றுக்கிட்டேன். நான் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு மிருதங்கம் கற்றுக்கிட்டேன், ட்ரம்ஸ் கற்றுக்கிட்டேன், கீபோர்ட் கற்றுக்கிட்டேன், எல்லாத்துலேயும் அறவரை தான். ஆனால் வாழ்க்கையில் உருப்படியாக கற்றுக்கிட்டது இந்த யோகா கிளாஸில் வந்து யோகா மட்டும்தான். எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு நான் 6 வருஷம் 100% அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் சர்டிஃபிகேட் வாங்கியிருக்கேன். பிடிச்சி வந்து கற்றுக்கிட்டு என்ஜாய் பண்ணிட்டு இன்னமும் என்ஜாய் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறதும் இந்த நம்ம இன்ஸ்டியூட் தான். ஆக்சுவலாக
லீவ் விட்றனாக்கா நாங்கள் மட்டும் வேணும்லாம் லீவ் எடுத்தது கிடையவே கிடையாது.
ஏன்டா லீவ் தான் கிடையாது. ஆக்சுவலாக
ஒரு சந்தர்ப்ப சூழ்நிலை சரியில்லாத காரணத்தினால ஒரு நாள் லீவ் எடுப்பாங்க. மற்றபடி லீவ்
எங்கே இருந்தாலும்
ஆரம்பத்தில் வந்தப்போ நாங்கள் ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட், அப்புறம் சரி கற்றுக்குறோம் அவ்வளோதான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு விட்டுறாமல் எங்களுக்கும் டீச் பண்ண ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கொடுத்தாங்க. நாங்களும் இங்கே டீச் பண்ணோம். வெறும் லேர்னிங் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் எங்களையும் டீச் பண்ண வச்சு எங்களுக்கு அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கொடுத்தாங்க.
ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் வந்து கனிமொழி அக்கா கிட்ட தான் போனேன். அவங்க தான் ஃபஸ்ட் ஐட்டம் மாணிக்க வினயந்தம் ஒரு டான்ஸ் சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. சொல்லிக் கொடுக்கும்போதே எடுத்தோடய ஃபார்மேஷனோட தான் அந்த அக்கா சொல்லிக் கொடுப்பாங்க. அது ரொம்ப நல்லாயிருக்கும் அந்த அக்கா கிட்ட. அதே மாதிரி கோகில் அக்கா தான் வந்து ஃபஸ்ட் எங்களுக்கு ஃபோக் சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. விட்டு விட்டு கொடுக்குறதுன்னு ஒரு ஃபோக் சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. ஸோ எனக்கு கனிமொழி அக்காவும் கோகில் அக்காவும் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்.
I know you taught a lot of people, and which has been more fun and which has been more difficult, teaching kids and teaching adults?
Well, it's a vast difference actually, because when you're teaching kids, you can be a kid, you can join in with the fun. So I think the fun element is much more with the kids. And the second thing with the kids is that they are open to innovation. You say make sounds like a cat, a dog, they are ready for it. But when you teach adults, everybody comes with a lot of preconceived notions that I am so and so, this is my identity, I am the boss, I am the manager. They have all these identities. So it becomes a bit more difficult to teach adults. But when you teach adults, especially mature people in whom the prefrontal cortex is working, not too many of them, what happens is you can actually go deeper. So you can go into the subtler aspects, you can go into the philosophy, the psychology and the science a bit more. So I would say both are enjoyable, but definitely teaching kids is more fun. But then I think what I have started doing nowadays is I teach adults as if I'm teaching kids. And I find actually even the adults enjoy, because there's a child alive in everyone.
யோகா சாகா வரம் தரும் வரம். எங்கள் குரு வீணையை மீட்டுவது போல் எங்களுக்கு அன்பின் வார்த்தைகளால் வருடி கொடுக்க எங்கள் உள்ளம் மலர்ந்து உணர்வுகள் சிலிர்த்து வயது குறைந்து புது சகோதரிகள் கிடைத்து 60 வயதில் சுடிதார் உடுத்தி புது பெண் போல் நாணி கோடி எங்கள் வயது மறந்து எங்களுக்குள் இறக்கை முளைத்து பட்டாம்பூச்சி போல் சிறகடிக்க வலியுடன் இருந்த சிந்தனை மறந்து வலிமையுடன் இருக்க கற்றுக்கொள்ள இறைவன் கொடுத்த வரம் யோகா வரம்.
Ammaji and Anand sir has really brought in a lot of yoga into my life.
This is a real yoga tradition. There's everything inside. I don't need anything more.
Satvadim tam dondvadim tanadhim tanadadheranam tanadim tadim tanadhutani dondvatani kitanadhu tadim tadondvadim tanadim tanadadheranam.
Before you became a father, you were a teacher. So when you got your own kids, was it easier to bring them up?
See, there's no one way you can bring up children. And if there were one way, there wouldn't be thousands of books on how to bring children up. I think it does help you, because you start to realize that you have to give people time. Growth has to happen at its own time scale. You cannot make it rapid. You cannot expect something to happen overnight. And in fact, I feel natural growth has to always be slow and steady. My father was excellent when he made a statement. He said, if you think you're perfect, get married. And then recently, one of my students, Kalaimamani, she made a statement. She said, if you think your marriage is perfect, have kids.
As a father, my role has been actually to put him on to the right track. And we now tell it is all attributed to Amma's grace, Meenakshi Devi, Amma's grace, and also Ananda sir's love, blessings, and the Yogacharini family.
அவர் அந்த 7 வருஷம் யோகாஞ்சலி நாட்டியாளர்களை கற்றுக்கிட்ட விஷயங்கள் இன்னைய வரைக்கும் அந்த
கல்ச்சர் அண்ட் ட்ரெடிஷன் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுறதுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக உதவியாக இருக்குது அப்படின்னு நம்புகிறேன். இப்போ ஒரு டாக்டர் அமிர்தா அப்படின்னு அந்த நிலைமையில் இருக்காங்கன்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு காரணம்
யோகாஞ்சலி நாட்டியாலயத்தில் வந்து அட்டகாசம் பண்ணி வாழ்த்தனமாக இருந்து இன்னைக்கு டாப் பொசிஷனில் இருக்கிற அந்த பர்சன்டேஜ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் அபவ் 90%.
நான் வந்து வீட்டில் வந்து லைக் எல்லாரும் சர்வன்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஆர்டர் பண்ணிட்டு அது மாதிரி சச் அ பிராட் மங்கினா மங்கிலாம் தேவலாம் அப்படி இருந்தேன். இட் மேபி சச் அ ஸோ மச் காமர் பட் தென் டு அக்செப்ட் வாட் யூ have to learn to அந்த இம்பைப் பண்ணுறதுக்கு அந்த ஒரு ஓப்பன்னஸ் அது மாதிரி ஒரு அந்த சீட்ஸ் ஷோ பண்ணதே the classes, அம்மாவோட classes basically, டாக்டர் சாரோட classes. So all that they talk about is not just about yoga, it just it grooves you into the person you are today.
So we've done quite a few Arangetrams. What are your most memorable moments from all of them?
Well, I think each Arangetram has been very special and each one is unique. But I think one of the very special feelings that runs through all of them was that here were these young people who were definitely above average dancers. That is why, we were even considering them for
Yes.
But then suddenly, as we started to focus on them, there would be these moments where slowly you saw that transformation, that metamorphosis, where this above average student, this dancer, who was used to being in a group, now suddenly could hold the stage on their own. And this usually was very much tied into the time when Amma would come in. And up to that time it was like, you got the statue ready, you got everything done. And then Amma would come and suddenly life would be breathed into the statue.
இப்போ நிறைய டான்ஸ் ட்ராமாஸ்லாம் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். பட் ஆனால் கடைசியில் வந்து அம்மாவோட அந்த ஃபைனல் டச் இருந்தால் தான் இட் கம்ஸ் டு த ஃபைனல் ஷேப். அதை ஒரு ட்ராமாலையும் வி ஃபெல்ட். ஸோ ஐ எம் ஸோ கிரேட்ஃபுல் டு ஹாவ் அம்மா அண்ட் டாக்டர் சார் ஆஸ் மை குரு.
நான் வந்து நடுவில் ரதச்சாரி ஆசனை நிற்கணும் அண்ட் என்னை சுற்றி எல்லாரும் டான்ஸ் ஆடுவாங்க. ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் நான் ப்ராக்டிஸில் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஒரு மாதிரி நான் ஷேக் பண்ணிட்டேன். அம்மா ஷவுட்டட் அட் மீ. ஷி செட், I don't know how you have to hold this pose for அவ்வளோ எவ்வளோ நேரம் ஆடுறாங்களோ. ஸோ அம்மா சொல்லிட்டாங்க நம்ம பண்ணி ஆகணுன்ட்டு. அன்னைக்கு அந்த ஸ்டேஜில் எனக்கு ஞாபகம் இருந்தது. ஐ ஸ்டுட் என்னோட பெஸ்ட் பாசிபிள் போஸ்ட்ல ஐ வாஸ் ஸ்டாண்டிங் தேர். எவ்வளோ ஆடினாங்கன்னு கூட எனக்கு ஞாபகம் இல்லை. எனக்கு ஞாபகம் இல்லை, அம்மா சொல்லிட்டாங்க பண்ணிடணும். அண்ட் நான் இறங்கின உடனே அம்மா கரெக்டாக ஞாபகம் வச்சு சொன்னாங்க, ஐ எம் வெரி ஹாப்பி யூ ஸ்டுட் தேர் அப்படின்னு. ஸோ எனக்கு அது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச மெமரி அது.
I feel really blessed to have been able to spend a lot of time with Dr.Ananda and Ammaji. Dr. Sir's classes and studying Patanjali's Yoga Sutras always remind me that I'm not the things that I identify with. And Ammaji Satsanga sort of solidify that, but also help me to bring those high concepts into my day-to-day life.
குருவே ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டாக மாறினா எப்படி இருக்குன்னு தெரிஞ்ச இடம் இந்த இடம் தான். ஆக்சுவலாக ஸ்டார்டிங்லேருந்து குரு வந்து ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டாகவும் இருந்தார், ஒரு ஃபிலாசபராகவும் இருந்தார், டீச்சராக இருக்க வேண்டிய இடத்துல சூப்பர் டீச்சராகவும் இருந்தார்.
எங்கேயுமே வந்து குரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் டீச்சர் அப்படின்னு ஒரு டிஸ்டன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஆனால் இங்கே அப்படி இல்லை. நாங்கள் எங்கள் மிஸ்ஸுக்கிட்டேயோ சார்ட்டையோ அந்த மாதிரி இருந்ததில்லை. நாங்கள் எங்கே வரோமோ அங்கேயும் மிஸ் உட்காந்து என்ன அந்த மாதிரி பார்த்ததில்ல. ஒரு டீச்சர் ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னா சரி நீங்கள் எங்கே இருக்கீங்களா சரி. ஆனால் எங்களுக்கு மிஸ்ஸு சார்லாம் அப்படி இல்லை. எல்லாருமே ஜாலியாக தான் இருப்போம். நாங்கள் சிலரை டீஸ் பண்ண கோவப்பட்டாலும் அடுத்த செகண்ட் வந்து மிஸ்ஸு பேசுவாங்க. அதெல்லாம் ஒரு ஜாலியாக இருக்கும். எவ்வளோ திட்டு வாங்கி எவ்வளோ ஜாலியாக அந்த மூமெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் மறக்கவே முடியாது. நிறைய தேச நமஸ்கர் தான் வாங்கியிருக்கோம்.
To be honest, like Dayana and Reenaka have had the most influence on me. Like how to எப்படி யோகா பண்ணுறது என்ன இது, லைக் ஆல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ், நாட் ஜஸ்ட் ப்ராக்டிக்கல் தியரி அண்ட் ஆல் தட். தென் கஜேந்திரன் சார், அது வந்து ஒரு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்டோரி. அவர் தான் வந்து லைக் ஃபுல் அந்த அடிச்சு யோகா வர வச்சதுன்னா வந்து கஜேந்திரன் சார் தான் சொல்லணும்.
எனக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. டாக்டர் சாருக்கு, லலிதா மேம்க்கு, எல்லாருக்குமே நான் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நன்றி சொல்லணும். ஆக்சுவலாக ரொம்ப லக்கியாக ஃபீல் பண்ணுறேன். இங்கே வந்து நான் யோகா கற்றுக்கிறதுக்கு ரொம்ப 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 தேங்க்ஸ்.
டாக்டர் சார் வந்து அவரோட பேரில் இருக்கிற ஆனந்தத்தை எனக்கே அந்த ஆனந்தமாக கொடுத்துருக்குறாரு.
யோகாஞ்சலி நாட்டியாலுக்கு ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் கொடுத்ததோட ஃபேமிலி கொடுத்துருக்குன்னு சொல்லலாம்.
எனக்கு டான்ஸும் யோகாவும் மியூசிக்கும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்.
Did you know that YouTube shares 55% revenue with content creators? That means
உனக்கு ஏன் டான்ஸ் பிடிக்கும்? ஏன்னா எங்க மம்மி ஆடுறாங்க, அதனால எனக்கும்.
இன்னொரு பெரிய விஷயம் விஷயம் என்னன்னா, எங்கள் 3 தலைமுறையும் எங்களுக்கு ஒரே மிஸ்ஸு லலிதா மிஸ். ஹேட்ஸ் ஆஃப் டு ஹர். எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்டு டீச்சர்கிட்ட என் பொண்ணு கற்றுக்குறாங்கிறது எனக்கு பெருமை. Hats off to Lalita miss.
Yognath for me means this courage to evolve and to look at my own karmic patterns and improve and become a better human being and humane human being.
A big thank you to all of you who inspired me there, who taught me, and so all the best to Amma, Ananda, and the whole Yognath team.
Having headed Yoganjali and ICVR for decades now, what difference do you perceive between the students who came then and who come now?
Well, when we first started, of course, we had fewer numbers, so I was interacting with the kids a lot more and more active. And I found that because we were dealing mainly at Yoganjali with younger people, their parents were very much behind them. And the parents were really part of our institute in a very strong way. And there were smaller numbers, so the families were closer. Now the numbers are larger, and I don't have so much to do with it. The kids now have a terrible pressure that's just unbelievable. I don't know how they're not all getting mental breakdowns. They don't have the time or energy to give to the institute. They don't have the time or the energy to give to the art. And there's a lot less, I would say there's less commitment.
எல்லா பேரண்ட்ஸும் எங்ககிட்ட வந்து ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக சொல்கிறது, 25 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி 93, 94 அட்மிஷன் பண்ணி இங்கே வந்து படித்தவங்க அந்த குழந்தைங்களே இப்போ வளர்ந்துட்டாங்க 25 வயசு. அவங்களே எங்ககிட்ட சொல்கிற ஃபீட்பேக் என்னன்னாக்கா, நாங்கள் யோகாஞ்சலியில் படித்ததுனால எந்த அளவுக்கு நாங்கள் தனித்தன்மையோட சிறப்பாக இருக்கும். ஆனால் இப்போல்லாம் பேரண்ட்ஸ் வந்து 6th, 7th படிக்கும்போதே வந்து பசங்களை வந்து ஒன்லி படிப்புன்னு மட்டும் புஷ் பண்ணுறாங்க. அது ஆக்சுவலி எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் வருத்தமாக இருக்குது. எல்லா பெற்றோர்களுக்கும் நான் சொல்ல விரும்புகிறது அதுதான். படிப்பு மட்டும் லைஃப் ஸ்கில்ல கொடுக்காது. நம்ம பாரம்பரிய கலையும் சேர்ந்துக்கணும், யோகாவும் படிக்கணும். அப்போ தான் பசங்க வந்து லைஃப் ஸ்கில்ல வந்து டேலண்டாக, பெஸ்ட்டாக, ஸ்ட்ராங்காக இருப்பாங்க.
What keeps you going even after 25 years, where you keep putting out annual day and dance drama year after year? Do you ever feel enough is enough? I am done. I don't want to do anymore.
Well, actually, often I feel that. I often feel it. But then the thing is that you start to realize that, as a human being, you are born for a certain purpose. And you start to realize that if you do not live your purpose, if you do not manifest it, then you are actually missing out on the grand opportunity of this human incarnation. So though there are days that I feel just give it all up, what's the use of it, we have done so much. There's always another part of me that reminds me, Ananda, it is your dharma, it is why you are born. And so many people are benefiting by it. See, the thing I think what is most important is as long as even one person is benefiting by what we are doing, I think we should continue to do it. So that last moment as a human being, that last breath, that you can live with a sense that I have done my best to fulfill the role given to me. So I think it's very important.
I think I'm going to hold on to this recording and show it to you every time you say no dance drama.
This was my quest to understand Yognath in the last 25 years. And the more I talk to people, I realize just how many stories this place has to tell. We all joined as kids, and now we are spread across the world with the legacy of Yognath. Because Yognath is not just a place, it's all of us that make it what it is. As impossible as it is to tell the story of these 25 years in just 25 minutes, I thought, why not try with just one word?
One word to describe Yognath, I think the most apt would be family.
My family. My family. Family.
Family. A second home.
Second home.
Happy life.
Beautiful life.
Relationships.
Gurukulam.
Wholeness. Sachidanandam.
Temple.
மகிழ்ச்சி.
My world.
நம்பி வாங்க, நல்லதே நடக்கும்.
பூமி மங்களம், உதகமங்கலம், அக்னிமங்கலம், வாயுமங்கலம், ககனமங்கலம், சூரியமங்கலம், சந்திரமங்கலம், ஜகத்மங்கலம், ஜீவமங்கலம், தேகமங்கலம், மனோமங்கலம், ஆத்மமங்கலம், சர்வமங்கலம் பவது பவ भवतु सर्वमङ्गलं भवतु 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 सर्वमङ्गलं भवतु भवतु भवतु.
It is really easy to make.
I think we all travel back in time and look back at our experiences, especially at Yognath, but also ICYR. And this documentary was released during the 25th year, the Silver Jubilee of Yoganjali Natyalayam. However, it's still very special today. So I think we travel back and gathered a lot of nostalgia and wonderful moments. And on this occasion, I would also take the opportunity to invite all of you to tomorrow's event. We have the Yognath Cultural Evening, but also as part of that event, we are going to have the documentary release, and it's again being directed and coordinated by Krishnaveni Akka. So inviting you all to be part of that also. Next, we have a Yogasana dance by our dear Akansha, who's here with us at ICYR for the 6th Decennial Meet. So she's here to offer her presentation.
चले ये सांस किस तरह मेरा कर्म तू ही जाने क्या बुरा है क्या भला तेरे रास्ते पे मैं तो आंख मूंद के चला तेरे नाम की जोत ने सारा लिया तमस्या घाट पे भस्म है भुजाओं में वस्त्र बाग छाल का मैं खड़ा हूँ पाँव में प्यास क्या हो तुझे गंगा है तेरी जटाओं में जटाओं में जटाओं में दूसरों के वास्ते तू सदैव ही जिया मांगा कुछ कभी नहीं तूने सिर्फ है दिया समुद्र मंथन का था समय जो आ पड़ा द्वंद्व दोनों लोक में विषामृत पे था छिड़ा अमृत सभी मैं बांट के प्याला विष का तूने खुद पिया
Thank you very much to our dear Akansha Didi for a wonderful presentation. And I think the background song is a very close one to my heart because even though I'm not so fluent with it, it really captures us. So thank you very much for presenting your Yogasana dance. Next, I would like to invite our ICYR team that will be led by Sangeeta, Yogacharini, Yoga Tilakam Sangeeta. Inviting all of you to present. I think they have a few bhajans in line and also Sangeeta has her own rendition here. So I think it's very special and inviting them to present it on this special occasion of Ammaji's 80th, ICY's 55th and Yognath's 30th.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate This is a Gitan that is taken from Parivaar. And when I was here during the training, the 6-month training after that, Ammaji blessed me and Devi with the joy to take Carnatic music classes together after we had trained with our beloved Devi Bhavanani. And this Gitan is one of my favorite. And I would like to offer it to you, beloved Ammaji. Thank you for being our guru and for supporting each one of us in the specialty that each one of us can bring, not only to life, but to this parampara. And I also would like to dedicate this to Devi Bhavanani, who first introduced me to the magnificent world of the Swaras, and to my beloved Guruji, Ananda. This Gitan is dedicated to, or invokes, shall I say, the beautiful energy of Vishnu. And the meaning in English is, you have lotus in your navel. You are the best Purusha. You have the form of matchless Jyoti. You are worshipped by Vidura. You have a pure history. You have Garuda as your vehicle. You live in an ocean and have Adishesha as your bed. You are the best among the praised. You are the best among the Yadhavas. You protected Yagas. You taught the rules of Yagas. You bear the name Ram. You saved Vibhishara. Pranams to you. You liberated Gajendra. Pranams, grantor of auspiciousness, having good thoughts. You please the mind of Davendra. Only Puranda Vitala knows the value of Nama with so many attributes. Malahari Ragam, Krishna Jati Triputakalam. Sada sa sa Magari Mama Sada da pa ma da da pa Magari sa Ri Sada sa sa Magari Mama Sada da pa ma da da pa Magari sa pa ma pa da sa Ri sa da da pa ma re ma ma pa da pa ma re ma ma ga ri sa da pa ma ga ri sa da sa da ma pa da pa ma ga ri sa da sa da ma pa ma ga ri sa pa ma pa da sa ri sa da sa da pa ma re ma ma pa da pa ma re ma ma ga ri sa da pa ma ga ri sa ri sa ma ga ri ma ma pa जय जय अम्माजी के।
Thank you very much, dearest Sangeeta. It brings back the memories from us music classes and our practices and all of that. Thank you very much for this wonderful rendition, and also to Team ICYR, as you all had joined in for the bhajan before, and it was very energetic. Thank you very much. Next, we have a bhajan for Dr. Sir by Akansha Didi again, who just performed a yogasana dance right before this. So I invite her to take over and perform the bhajan that she has to dedicate.
Namaste to one and all present here. Myself, Akanksha Jain Dahirao. Firstly, I owe to Swamiji, Ammaji, and my divine Yoga Guru, our respected Dr. Sir. When I visited this Ananda Ashram for the first time, what I felt, I'm just describing it in few words through this bhajan. This is dedicated to my Yoga Guru, Dr.Ananda Sir. क्यों आके रो रहा है मुर्शिद के शहर में, क्यों आके रो रहा है मुर्शिद के शहर में, हर दर्द खुद दवा है मुर्शिद के शहर में, जो मांगना है मांग लो पूरी मुराद होगी, जो मांगना है मांग लो, पूरी मुराद होगी, हर लफ्ज एक दुआ है, मुर्शिद के शहर में हर लफ्ज एक दुआ है, मुर्शिद के शहर में क्यों आके रो रहा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में आ खुल के सांस ले ले, जन्नत बुला रही है, आ खुल के सांस ले ले, जन्नत बुला रही है, महकी हुई फजा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में महकी हुई फजा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में क्यों आके रो रहा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में अपना पता ही भूल कर मैं सुरखरू हुआ, अपना पता ही भूल कर मैं सुरखरू हुआ, हर शख्स आ बसा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में हर शख्स आ बसा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में क्यों आके रो रहा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में सोने के भाव मांगे तो भी कोई न दे, सोने के भाव मांगे तो भी कोई न दे, नूर खा के पाए मुर्शिद के शहर में, नूर खा के पाए मुर्शिद के शहर में क्यों आके रो रहा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में क्यों जा रहा है दर्द तू सजदा किए बिना, क्यों जा रहा है दर्द तू सजदा किए बिना, मुर्शिद खुद खुदा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में मुर्शिद खुद खुदा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में क्यों आके रो रहा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में हर दर्द एक दवा है, मुर्शिद के शहर में मुर्शिद के शहर में
Thank you very much to dear Akansha Didi for that wonderful bhajan. And it was a very much needed addition to this program. So thank you very much for facilitating and making it happen. Next, I would like to invite Soundarajan sir and our dear Aishwarya from the music class. They are representing the music group that are undertaking classes under Shaktima Yogacharini Srimati Devasena Bhavanani, inviting both of them to give their contribution to the online cultural get-together.
Namaste. Myself and Aishwarya will be singing two bhajans on behalf of Yognath online music class that we are attending almost last 2 years. So first, I would like to present my song. Before the song, I will demonstrate few exercises for singing music class that we have gone through, like Sarali Varisai, Jante Varisai, and Dhatu Varisai, Alankaram, etc. So just few sample from that. Then recently we have been taught by Satima Yogacharini Decennial Bhavanani. Bo Shambho Shiva Shambho. That song I will try to first prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Tat Parampariyaya Vidmahe Jnana Lingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guru Prachodayate. Om Yoga Maharishi Dr. Swami Gitananda Giri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Om Pudvai Shakti Pudvai Kalaimamani Yogacharini Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani Guru Mata ki Jai. Om Yogacharini Dr. Ananda Yogi Ananda Bala Yogi Bhavanani Guru Yogacharini Dr. Saki Jai. Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Ga Ri Sa. Sari Gama Pa Ma Ga Ri Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Pada Ni Sani da pa ma ga ri sa. Sani da ni da pa da pa ma pa pa. Ga ma pa da ni da pa ma ga ma pa ga ma ga ri sa. Sa sa ri ri ga ga ma ma ri ri ga ga ma ma pa pa ga ga ma pa pa da da ma pa pa da da ni ni pa pa da da ni ni sa 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 ni ni da da pa pa ni ni da da pa pa ma ma da da pa pa ma ma ga ga pa pa ma ma ga ga ri ri ma ma ga ga ri ri sa sa. Sari Sari Sa Ga Ri Ga Ri Ma Sa Ma Ga Ri Sa Ri Ga Ma Ri Ga Ri Ma Ga Pa Ri Pa Ma Ga Ri Ga Ma Pa Ga Ma Ga Pa Ma Da Ga Da Pa Ma Ga Ma Pa Da ma pa ma da pa da pa ni ma ni da pa ma pa da ni pa da pa ni da sa pa sa ni da pa da ni sa ni sa da ni pa sa pa da ni sa ni da pa ni pa da ma ni ma pa da ni da pa ma da pa da ma pa ma pa ga da ga ma pa da pa ma ga pa ma pa ga ma ga ma ri pa ri ga ma pa ma ga ri ma ga ma ri ga ri ga sa ma sa ri ga ma ga ri sa. O Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Bo 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 Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Gangadhara Shankara Karunakara. Gangadhara Shankara Karunakara. Mama Bhava Sagara Taraka. Gangadhara Shankara Karunakara. Mama Bhava Sagara Taraka. Oh Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Oh Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Nirguna Parabrahma Swarupa. Nirguna Parabrahma Swarupa. Gama Gama Bhuta Prabhanjarahita. Gana Gana Bhuta Prabhanjarahita. Nija Guha Nikita Nitanta Ananta. Nija Guha Nikita Nitanta Ananta. Ananda Adishaya Akshaya Ganga. Ananda Adishaya Akshaya Linga. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Thank you.
விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையை பார்த்து பாடி விதவிதமாய் அட்டமாய் நாளைக்கு ஒரு லீலை செய்யும் நந்த கோபால கிருஷ்ண விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையை பாட்டு பாடி விதவிதமாய் ஆட்டமாடி நாளைக்கு ஒரு லீலை நந்த கோபால கிருஷ்ண விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் நீலமேகம் போல இருப்பான் நீலமேகம் போல இருப்பான் பாடினாலும் நெஞ்சில் வந்து கூடியிருப்பான் நீலமேகம் போல இருப்பான் பாடினாலும் நெஞ்சில் வந்து கூடியிருப்பான் கோலப்புல்லாங்குழலுதி கோபிகளை கள்ளமாடி கோலப்புல்லாங்குழலுதி கோபிகளை கள்ளமா கொஞ்சம் தாடி என்று கேட்டு ஆட்டமா விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான் பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான் முகாரி ராகம் பாட சொல்லி வம்பு கிழிப்பான் பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான் முகாரி ராகம் பாட சொல்லி வம்பு கிழிப்பான் எனக்கு அது தெரியாதென்றால் நெக்குருவ கிள்ளி விட்டு எனக்கு அது தெரியாதென்றால் நெக்குருவ கிள்ளி விட்டு அவள் நெக்குருவ கிள்ளி விட்டு அவள் விக்கி விக்கி அழும்போது காந்தி முகாரியன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் எனக்கு அது தெரியாதென்றால் நெக்குருவ கிள்ளி விக்கி விக்கி அழும்போது காந்தி முகாரியன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வெண்ணை பானை மூடக்கூடாது வெண்ணை பானை மூடக்கூடாது இவன் அது விழுங்கினாலும் கேட்க கூடாது இவன் அம்மா கிட்டே சொல்லக்கூடாது சொல்லி விட்டால் அட்டகாசம் தாங்க ஊனாது சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கான திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டாள் இவனை திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டாள் உன் அம்மா பாட்டி அத்தை தாத்தா அத்தனையும் தெரியும் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன். சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கான திருடன் என்று சொல்லி அவன் உன் அம்மா பாட்டி அத்தை தாத்தா அத்தனையும் தெரியும் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன், விஷமக்கார கண்ணன். எடிக்கைய பாட்டு பாடி விதவிதமாயாட்டம்மா நாளைக்கு ஒரு லீல செய்யும் அந்த கோபாலகிருஷ்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன், விஷமக்கார கண்ணன். தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you very much, and applause to dear Soundarajan sir and Aishwarya. Both of them have represented the music group from who are learning, from Devasena Miss. So it's very special to have both of them. And I think Avni, who you saw at the beginning of the program, she's also part of the group. So it's very inspiring to see through the online mode how much they're able to learn and, keep up with the tradition and our culture and all the art forms. So thank you for gracing us on this wonderful occasion and participating. Next, we have Devasena Miss, Yogacharini, Natyamani, Srimati Devasena Bhavanani, who is going to perform and contribute to this online cultural get-together, which is part of the 6th Decennial Meet of the Vishwa Yoga Samaj.
Everyone, Namaste everyone. The song for Goddess Meenakshi. So we feel our Ammaji also a Goddess Meenakshi. So this song for Ammaji, Ammaji's 80th birthday, special song for Ammaji, is about the Goddess Meenakshi. Of course, you can see all the aspects of Goddess Meenakshi in our Ammaji. Thank you. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye. Alayakkajan Sevage, Madurai Mamaye. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye. Alayakkajan Sevage, Madurai Mamaye. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye. Paanola Margendidum, Vaikyathor Pogandidum. Paanola Margendidum, Vaikyathor Pogandidum. Vahanai Panandaye, Vaamathil Veedaidaye. Vahanai Panandaye, Vaamathil Veedaidaye. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye. Alayakkajan Sevage, Madurai Mamaye. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye. Mahishasuranin Chiridam Veerachidaye. Mahishasuranin Chiridam Veerachidaye. Aragadavidu Tapamulindaye. Aragadavidu Tapamulindaye. Magarayani Swara Idam Gandaye. Magarayani Swara Idam Gandaye. Madhukam Se Virigum Kondaye. Madhukam Se Virigum Kondaye. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye. Alayakkajan Sevage, Madurai Mamaye. Meenakshi Taye, Arul Puripaye.
Thank you very much, Devasena Miss, for adding on to the online cultural get-together by your musical dance rendition and a dedication to Goddess Meenakshi and our Ammaji Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani. Next, I invite our Vidyaka. She's here to share her experiences in a very special and dedicated way. Inviting her. And she's also part of the online group that learned under Decennial Meet, and she's been part of many courses with Dr. Sir and been in connection to the tradition. So inviting her on screen.
Namaste everyone. I take this opportunity to thank the entire Guru Parampara, Swamiji, Ammaji, Dr. Sir, Decennial Meet and Devi for giving me this opportunity. So I am an online Yognath student and I've been learning with Decennial Meet for the past 1.5 years until this April. I took a short break, but I'm here to perform my dharma, to share my experience on what this tradition has given me. So my life started changing when Decennial Meet and dance walked into my life. Ever since she came into my life, I'm not the same person. So when we used to have dance classes, Miss used to take the same adavu again and again. I remember like we've been learning the same one for months. Sometimes we feel like, why are we learning the same thing over and over again, that we've learned everything. And we always look for learning things very quickly and we want to climb up without actually understanding what it really means. So when I started, even Tattadavu was very, very difficult for me. And I didn't know, like there was so much pain. And then the first thing I learned is dance, it shuns your ego first. We all want to show up, we all want to do the performance in a very beautiful way. But I realized like it shuns your ego first. And then you learn to understand your body, embrace your body, accept your body. And then you become one with your body. And then you realize why you're not able to do certain adavus or why you're not able to do certain things, why it is difficult for you. And then I started observing when I do the adavu, then there's a block, there's an energy block. Dance also for me is yoga, because as I started doing, I saw a bit of not perfection to the core, but the best I can do came out. And then we kept repeating it over and over again. And the same Tattadavu, Nattadavu would go on for months, but every Tattadavu in every session was different. I learned how to sit, I learned how to get that stiratvam, I learned how to position my feet, I learned how to stretch properly, and that's how Miss trains all her students. And then we would have interesting homeworks where we've been asked to contemplate on certain mudras. We all practice the slokas, the Samyukta Hasta, Samyukta Hasta. We only start doing Pataka, Tripataka, but we really don't know what's the meaning, what depth it is over there. And I remember vaguely, like we had an exercise, Miss gave us a homework where she said like, okay, I'll give you 3 mudras and then like see what you can think about it and what comes up. And then I remember she gave some of them. So, Tamrachuda and Trishulaka. So I was just thinking about it. And then when we had to tell our experience about each of the mudra, I understood that when we say samdam, so it's the dirt that it's inside us. And when we say like this cock position, Tamrachuda, it's like take out the dirt. And then when you cleanse yourself, the Trishulaka, which is the divine manifestation. And then I didn't know I would bring out this. And then when I went back after the class, then I realized like Miss was telling me that I need to work on myself. And that's how that concept was presented by me, through me itself. So that's how Miss teaches. Sometimes we feel like Mrs. Dr. says like wife, mother, she's a sister, she's a dance teacher. But my experience is that she's a divine herself and she chose to stay silent. And what she's done to me, she's been doing to each and every student. And I'm so proud and I'm so fortunate to be Mrs. Student. And through her, I understood Dr. Sir's teachings. I've understood Ammaji's teaching, because when I read some of the teachings, it would be blank for me. But then she gave me the opportunity to understand. But then I used to think like Miss never taught anything. Miss never said anything. She only taught Patakam, Tripatakam and all those mudras. And then I understood like the time that I spent with her was the Gurukula for me, and it was a Satsanga for me. So in her, I've seen Dr. Sir manifesting. In her, I've seen Ammaji manifesting. So she is my inner light, my divine guidance, and she's everything to me. And I thank this opportunity And I'm so fortunate to be in this parampara. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vidyaka. That was a very soulful expression. And I remember our classes together online, and they've been very special. So thank you very much for coming online and being part of this celebration. It really adds on to the whole program. Next, we invite the ICYA team to give us a concluding bhajan, Om Namah Shivaya. And we have Shakti Ma with us, and we have many of our senior mentors and many of our loving students who are here for the 6th Decennial Meet. So inviting all of them to give us the concluding bhajan for our online cultural evening as part of the 6th Decennial Meet of Vishwa Yoga Samaj. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva 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 Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Hara 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 Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Linga 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 Shivaya. Shiva. Linga 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 Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Shivaya, 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 Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Mahadev! 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 Swami Ji ki Jai! Ammaji ki Jai! Swami Ji ki Jai! Ammaji ki Jai! Swami Ji ki Jai! Ammaji ki Jai! Jai 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 Jai! Jai 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 Jai!
I would really like to thank the ICYR team with Shaktima, Devasena, Bhavanani, and as you can see here, I'll just add them here. We have Yogacharini Sangeeta, Yogacharini Deepika, Yogacharini Jnanasundari, Yogacarya Murli, and we have Yogacharini Padma, and we have Jeremy, Andre, Akansha Didi, and Akansha Didi's father. That's how I will refer to him. I think that's how he likes to be known as also. And we also had the Ram Lakshmi family with us. They're getting ready for the Salangai Puja coming up on the 17th. Thank you, all of you. Tejasvi, who also motivated Anandraj Bhavanani to sing along with her. Jagat Janani, that was part of the event. Thank you very much. And they've been part of the whole celebration throughout and have helped enhance this event, the whole of the Decennial Meet and Ammaji's birthday, ICY's 55th year and Yognath's 30th year. Thank you very much, all of you.
Great thanks to you, Divapriya Bhavanani. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And before we conclude, we have a few videos to share. One video by Param Pujya Ammaji performing at Sri Kamliswami Madam. So inviting you all to grace us and let's watch it together and celebrate Ammaji, the Divine Mother.
Thank you.
even though that was a very short clipping of the whole dance, isn't she such a goddess? She's our divine mother. She's the universal mother for all of us. So it's very special indeed on this special occasion. Yesterday was her birthday, but still we are celebrating it over 10 days. But she requires every single day of every single year, every single decade, every single century to be celebrated. And we can never get tired of celebrating her. Finally, we have Kritika and Ranjana here to perform and to show us a dance that they have choreographed and presented at Sri Kamli Swami Madam, inviting you all to watch it and rejoice along with us.
The journey to consciousness begins at Prithvi, the earth element. It corresponds to the Mooladhara chakra. The water element helps us connect to our feelings and emotions. It is associated with the Swadhisthana chakra. The fire element fuels our sense of independence and motivation. It is associated with the Manipura chakra.
Tom tom tarikita kita to. Dhimita dhimi kita kita tom tom tarikita kita to. Matanga muni varavandita isha. Sarvadikambara veshtita vesha. Matanga muni varavandita isha. Sarvadikambara veshtita vesha. Nitya niranjana nritya natesha. Isha sabesha sarvesha. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Shiva Shambho Swayambho.
The Hatha Yoga tradition describes 5 Vayus in the human body that represents different types of prana energy. The air element is associated with Anahata chakra. The ether element is neither visible nor audible, yet it permeates and connects everything together. It is associated with the Vishuddha chakra. Bhuta Siddhi, purification of the elements. The purpose of this practice is to free the yogis from their physical nature and open the doors to higher levels of consciousness.
Jayati Yoga Vidya Shubhada Bharata Bhumi Jahridya Jayati Yoga Vidya.
I would like to take the opportunity and thank Kritiga and Ranjana for depicting and representing the Panchamahabhutas and various yogasanas and the different dance movements and gestures to, represent the five bhutas. And it's done at Sri Kamliswami Madam, a very special place where many of the different artists and even our dear Ammaji, as we saw in the previous video, have performed there. It's a very special place and the best place to represent, I think, all the five Panchamahabhutas. So we have a video of Ammaji performing, another very short one. So let's go for it right away. I would like to welcome dear Sangeeta, who's there at ICYR, to share a few words.
Namaste everyone, Namaste dear Divya, Namaste dear Ammaji, Dr. Sir and Devasena, beautiful family members here at the ICYR. It's so special to see Ammaji dancing. Thank you so much, Ammaji, for performing with such grace and beauty, and Divya for sharing this. This is very special. And there's something so unique about Ammaji style, because she has this gracefulness and elegance, and we really can see that in you, Divya. What was yesterday that the Chinnammaji, yes. And of course with such a mom and such a dad, obviously you also are embodying such beauty, but you know, the elegance of such a lean, tall body and this incredible yantric shapes of Bharatanatyam. And you were, what was your impression of Ammaji dancing? Because you were there, right?
Yes.
Did you like some share to share?
Of course, she's goddess in everything actually, what she does. So of course in the dancing, we cannot express her the graceful movements, and of course simply even when she just put the costume and come, you know, just she looks like goddess. And of course she has like Madurai Meenakshi's, I mean the eye even, linked to her name also, you know, because Swamiji gave the Namakarna to her, the Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani. So of course her eyes, even like when we say for goddess Meenakshi, Meenakshi, Akshi is the eyes, so like the fish, like the long eyes. So very cute. So with the eyes, of course, she can give the kadaksham, we say, you know. So she could do with the kadaksham with the each and every students. She had a beautiful love with every one of her students. Of course, she follows the real interest in every one of them. As Swamiji says, the profound love. That's what her definition for the love. So of course, she does everything with a profound love. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Divya.
Thank you very much, dear Sangeeta and Devi, for sharing about it. And before we end, we have a very special performance to be broadcasted. So please join in and let's see what it is.
Another item which was presented on the evening cultural program was the padam Ananda Nadamadavar Tilai. A padam in praise of Lord Shiva in his Ananda Tandawa performed at Tilai, Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu. The item describes the characteristics of Nataraja, the dancing lord, and says, if we once see the temple at Tilai, the temple of Chidambaram, all of our sins, all of our karma will be destroyed. This is performed by Anand Balayogi, Saraswati Kumari, and Karthikam Kumari.
So how was the surprise one? And that's how I wanted to end it. And if you all noticed and watched it clearly, you would have noticed that this was performed by Dr. Sir during the 3rd Decennial Meet. So we are watching it during the 6th Decennial Meet. So I think it's very special. And it has always remained as one of his favorite compositions, choreographies, and all of that. And it has been performed to the Natvangam and song by his own guru, Adyar K. Lakshman sir. So I think that adds to the speciality, and it was witnessed and watched by everybody who was part of the 3rd Decennial Meet of the Vishwa Yoga Samaj that happened in 1989. And if you want to look at the overall 3rd Decennial Meet that happened in the 1989, please go on and watch it on YouTube, because there are many, like the whole coverage is there and we cannot watch everything today, but I just wanted to have this short clipping of his performance. And thanking everyone who witnessed the performance today, the audience who all watched it live, and for the people who are going to watch it later also. Let's think of Ammaji. Let's think of ICY at Ananda Ashram. Let's think of Yognat. Such a wonderful year of celebration, community, culture, light, divinity, celebrations. So let's keep on going on the right path, and inviting you all for the next 4 events. So we have completed 11 out of 15 events, and I would like to thank the whole organizing committee and volunteer committee for always being there to support, help, and guide all of us. I would also like to thank our organizing chairman, Dr.Ananda Bhavanani, for making sure that the event keeps on going. And that's not possible without the blessings and guidance from our beloved Swamiji and Ammaji and the whole of the Guru Parampara. Inviting you all to the next 3 days of our 6th Decennial Meet. Tomorrow we have the Yognat Cultural Evening and the documentary release that will be dedicated to Parampujya Ammaji. And on Saturday we have the International Conference and Workshop. And on Sunday we have the concluding puja, of which the Salangai Puja by Avni and Niyati Ramrakshani will be done. So inviting you all for the remaining events. Thank you very much. And I, as the host of today, as the event coordinator of the online cultural get-together, and as the organizing secretary of the 6th Decennial Meet, will be signing off by chanting the Loka Samasta Mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschat dukkha bhat bhavet. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Thanking everybody who was part of the online cultural get-together, whether you were audience, whether you were witnesses, or whether you were participants and performers. Thank you for making the 11th event of the 6th Decennial Meet a wonderful success. See you all in the remaining events to come as well.